Yeah, looking forward to it. A true 3-day weekend with the 4th being on the Monday as opposed to it's on the Sunday, but you get the Monday as the observed. And I was doing my holiday breakdown a couple weeks ago. 4th of July is absolutely one of the tier 1 slam dunk, should be, glad it's their holidays of the year.
Why is that?
Because it means something. Unlike this cockamamie, hey, it's Mother's Day, and it's Valentine's Day, and it's Father's Day. It's made up.
I love when you use cockamamie.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. I know that's when we're going to get some vintage dibs on the other side.
Some things make me angry, and, having holidays foisted.
And the holidays is one of them?
Having holidays foisted upon me, yes.
Okay.
Because they aren't real holidays. Any holiday that you have to work is not a holiday. And Mother's Day and Father's Day, it's work. You got to do stuff on those days because somebody's telling you, oh, second Sunday in May, you need to love your mother now.
Yeah.
The other 364 days a year, you can treat her like crap, but on that one Sunday, love your mother.
Do you like Christmas?
It's all right.
It's all right.
Well, I mean,
it takes a lot of work.
What is Christmas? So we're celebrating the birth of one of the all-time, he's the GOAT. I mean, one of the true goats, you know.
Just call me Dibber.
Wow.
He's the goat, the greatest savior of all time.
Some would believe that and some don't.
Exactly. Which is why Christmas and what we've done to Christmas, second only to what we've done to Halloween in America. We've ruined Halloween. We've turned it into a slutty adult party night, which is a shame.
For adults. I mean, for kids, it's still very wholesome, except for you're not allowed to go door to door for anything anymore.
Thank you.
I'm wondering when Halloween is going to go away because of COVID. I mean,
it's over.
You cannot, and this goes for Halloween and any other day of the week. You cannot go knocking on people's doors.
No.
Are you crazy? I mean,
our show open has you saying, "Get off of my doorstep."
I mean, honestly, that's because it is no longer appropriate. Be honest. You hear a knock on the door or the doorbell rings. What's the first thought that goes through your head?
I'm not answering that. I mean, when I lived in Oakland, it was, Jehovah's Witness. I haven't seen them in 4 days.
Seriously.
Just give me your pamphlet.
Maniscalco's got a great skit on this, where it's just like, go back 20 years. If there was a ring at the door, it was like everybody went, I wonder who's stopping by.
And we're rushing to see who gets to answer it.
Put something in the oven. Somebody stopped by. You get the doorbell to ring now, you wheel your head around, you're like, what the hell?
Right.
What are you doing on my property?
What are you doing?
Like what went wrong?
Right.
Like the only time that something has happened that has mattered to me at my doorstep in the last 6 months, I get a knock on the door. I think I told you this. I got the new place. It's got a side yard, but it's got one really low retaining wall. So for a minute, I'm like, the yard will be great for Penny. We could put Penny out in the yard, let her play when she needs to do her business and get a little exercise. So one time I go, let's test it. And I put her in the side yard, and I closed the door, and then I went back and, did whatever I did, cooked dinner or whatever. It only took about 6 minutes. And I'm like, what the hell? Who's coming to my damn door? And I open up the door, and it's the new neighbors across and down the street. And they're like, is this your dog? I'm like,
dog got out.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, so the yard doesn't hold her. She was in somebody's backyard 3 houses away. That was an appropriate use of the front door.
Totally.
Other than that, stay the hell away from my front door. Don't you dare knock on my door.
Right. And so now, trick-or-treating wise, to bring it back to Halloween, you just leave a bucket of candy at the end of your walkway and hope that the kids...
That lasts one kid.
Well, maybe for the greedy SOBs in your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the last time we did that, it was a nice matriculation of candy.
How do you know?
Because
did you put a camera on it?
No, you check back. Well, we do have a camera, but you check back in later in the night to see how the bowl's doing, and the bowl still is half full.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, so the first kid just didn't go for the dump.
I've never seen that before. It make it through the night. Anyway, you sound like a ton of fun at parties. I'll be sure to invite you over to my 4th of July barbecue.
No, 4th of July, absolutely. I'm a lot of fun. It's a big holiday. It's a holiday that actually means something.
All right.
It's not made up.
Okay.
Well, it's not made up by somebody in a corporate office who decided to make money on the backs of all you suckers out there. That's what I mean, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That felt good.
Boy.
Felt good coming out.
I'm never getting you anything for anything.
You know what I got for Father's Day this year?
What'd you get?
2 phone calls.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
I didn't even get that. I got 2 text messages.
That hurts. That hurts.
And one of them was pretty late at night. Oh, gosh.
Mother's Day, though, the ex-wife. I mean, cards and let's go out to lunch and let's do dinner.
Oh, yeah.
I told him, Dad, what do you want for Father's Day? The same thing I've wanted every year, to be left the hell alone.
No, see, I'm different when it comes to that. I would like to have them. I don't want a break. Let's go do something.
Well, now my kids are adults, so next time around, yes, I'm going to want my baby girl to be with me at all times.
Sure, yeah. No, but I know a lot of people do that with Mother's and Father's Days. Like, do you want to do something that sort of commemorates that job of being mother or father, or do you want to be at a spa by yourself?
Right, a break from that job. It's interesting.
It is interesting. I am pro-holiday. I just want all of our listeners to know
There's
that.
a shock. I'm pro-real holidays. I'm anti-made-up cockamamie bullcrap.
Well, I don't know. Those cockamamie...
Ray's rubbing off on me.
Some of those create days off for you,
Such as?
I mean, Christmas, Easter... Do they not? You do not get
Easter,
spring break?
You never get a day off for Easter.
Break.
Easter's on a Sunday.
Oh.
So unless you work Sundays, and by the way, I worked this year on Easter.
Well, that was a choice.
Yeah. BetQL Network, Sundays bets doesn't sleep.
Bet.
1-800-EASTER. It was my betting.
Take Jesus in the over.
Thank you. It's a great comeback. I live bet Jesus down 28.
I don't think Jesus is very, very happy about this conversation that's happening right now.
He's all right.
Like Dibs is just completely tossing me out with the bathwater right now.
Totally.
Oh, Jesus,
I apologize.
Dibs.
Yeah.
All right. 888-957-9570. So this is, and I'm going to ask this in a very, very genuine way, because I think, A, I don't have the perfect answer, and B, the answer is maybe different for different people. I am entertained by winning. I think when it comes to team building, you have to do it through the process of your own organization, which the Giants are in the midst of trying to do. They ended up way ahead of schedule, as we talked about yesterday, 107 wins. And the old homegrown guys were still there, and the new homegrown guys aren't there yet. And now you're sort of stuck almost in between. Buster leaves, Bart doesn't work. So now you're just in between, and you're still winning more games than you lose. So I get why people are having a hard time connecting with this team. But even the Warriors, they have stars, but they didn't go get stars the way you're suggesting the Giants get stars. They didn't trade for any of them, unless you want to count Wiggins. They drafted them. They cultivated them. They built them from the ground up. And the only reason they're stars is because they won. So what comes first? The star or the win? What makes the star? Is the star made by social media, by presence when he or she walks into the room? Or is the star made by winning? So in other words, some of the people in Giants lore we love who weren't even great players, the guys who dabbled, the Scooteros, the Cody Ross, the Pat Burrell, they're not stars.
No.
But they're huge names around here because they won. So even these quote-unquote boring guys over at Oracle Park right now, would some of them suddenly change in your mind if they were to win a World Series this year?
Depends on how they go about winning it. If they win it the way that they're playing right now, if they wind up this year 86-76 and they somehow scuffle their way to win the World Series, even though they'd be the last wild card and they go on some sort of a run, well, somebody's going to have to play well enough to where they become the guy. Maybe they're the World Series MVP. Maybe then they become a star temporarily. But I don't think, without winning 3 championships, I don't know if those stars from the Giants dynasty run would be as big of stars had they not been here for that long.
So Colin Cowherd podcast, Peter Guber, part owner of the Warriors and the Dodgers, was talking about the idea of team building. And there's winning, and then there's entertainment, and obviously you want some overlap. But take a listen to what he's saying. It almost sounds like he's talking directly to the Giants.
Somehow you understand that process of connection as a leader. I think it's important. I think people running sports businesses must understand that they are in the entertainment business. If they don't think they're in the entertainment business, That's called stupid. They have to be in the entertainment business. They're aiming at people's hearts, not their heads first, their hearts. They're trying to make that audience, that sports people, invested in the experience, invested in the outcome, and they're trying to make them participants, not passengers.
Okay, first thing we need to do with those comments is snip, snip, Joe. We're going to need, that's called stupid. We're going to need that, I think, as a drop on this show. Probably makes sense. I think we give you enough opportunities to play that. That's called stupid.
Yeah.
So we can use that.
He's right.
Second part of it, though, is we're trying to get fans invested in the outcome. That's interesting because, again, are we talking about entertainment, or is winning on its own entertaining? Because if you're trying to get people invested in the outcome, I can only use myself as an example. So I'm going to go sit in the bleachers tonight and watch the Giants. I am totally invested in the outcome. Totally. Even though I don't have jerseys, and I don't know what the conversation is with my sons on the way to the game of like, can you wait to see Darren Ruff and that 2.5 at bats that he's going to get? Like, I don't know what that conversation is. I know they're excited to go. We are invested in the outcome. So is that not entertaining?
It is entertaining, but you are a P1 fan.
Yes.
You are a diehard orange and black, raising your kids the same way. Your friend, the wonderful Christy, is of the same cloth. You guys are not who he's talking about, I don't think. Because the hardcore fans are going to love the Giants, the Warriors, and Niners basically no matter what. Unless you get so bad and you alienate your fans at such a level, Oakland A's, to where you actively drive your fans away. You make it so your fans don't want to come to watch your product. You're going to have fans who are invested. What I heard him talking about is you want to appeal to people in their heart. And to appeal to the heart, you need to have people care. And right now, if you're a casual Giants fan, and if I wasn't in the business that I'm in, I would be a casual Giants fan. I like baseball. I wouldn't watch every single game like I do. Baseball to me would just kind of be there for me. I go to a few games a year. I like baseball. I enjoy the experience, but I'm not invested emotionally in any of these guys outside of maybe Brandon Crawford, to a lesser extent, maybe a little bit of Brandon Belt. It's because they've been here. I know who they are. I know their story. I know their background. That touches me in my sports heart. Thairo Estrada, I love watching him play. Mm-hmm. I don't know the first thing about Thairo Estrada, and I only know Mike Yastrzemski because I grew up watching his grandpa, and so that story makes a connection to me.
He's connected a little bit.
Austin Slater, I mean, good player, but
Austin almost.
Carlos Rodon, he's been here for 2.5 months.
Well, so, star-chasing fan, someone who wants some sort of pizzazz when you're watching a player.
I'm more of a known-chasing fan. I want to know a guy,
Right, I get it. So are you more excited tonight? If you're going tonight, are you more excited to watch the Giants hit, or are you more excited to watch the Tigers hit? Because that means you get to watch Rodon. That's the biggest name on the field for the Giants tonight.
For me, if I was going to go to the game, the number one attraction would be Torlakson from Petaluma, and a kid who went to the same high school I did, granted a few decades after me, but that local kid making good story, number one overall pick. I think he's 21, 22 years of age. I want to see what he looks like. Carlos Rodon, I like pitching. I like nasty pitching. This guy is nasty. You've been on the Rodon train early and often ahead of anybody. So now when he pitches, I will watch because he's got electric stuff. And so I enjoy that. Next to that, Jock Peterson, is he going to be in the lineup? He would be the next attraction for me. But again, that's kind of to that point.
Who's pitching?
Right?
Who's pitching for the
and you always have to ask yourself, unfortunately, with this Giants team.
Oh, no, it's a lefty. It's lefty on lefty tonight.
So if you want to see any Giant hitter, you have to ask yourself two questions. Is he healthy? And who's pitching?
Is he lefty?
Because, Crawford is out.
Oh,
Belt is out. Longoria's been out.
The damn lefties of San Francisco, they're always disappointing. No.
So now the Giants' righty lineup is not very good. So now you're thinking, boy, do I want to go to a Giant game? 3 hours and 12 minutes. We're going to see 22 strikeouts and a 3-1 game?
I'm in.
I know you're in, Mark.
No, I listen. I think you make some very fair points. And let's give 408 just texted in. A star is someone you wait to go to the bathroom to watch there at bay. Oh, they're at bat. Sorry, that's a typo. You wait to go to the bathroom so that you can watch their at bat. The Giants don't have one. That's totally true. However, sometimes my response to that would be, first of all, how many of those guys do you even have in Major League Baseball? There are not that many. And secondly, you do play a dangerous game when you chase this. It's been proven over and over again. This is not to absolve the Giants process, which I too, listen, I was right next to all of you in the offseason going, where's the right-handed bat? Where's the right-handed bat? They're going to get Seiya Suzuki, right? Oh, they're not? Oh, Trevor Story. That's an interesting idea because they need right hit. Wait, no, you're not.
What?
No right-handed at bat.
No
right-handed batter. Okay, no, we didn't do it. And I still look at their lineup today, and I'm like, gosh, that would have fit. Maybe they'll get it at the deadline. I don't know. But when you go chasing, like, how many home runs does Marcus Semien have this year? Has he hit one yet? Did he finally hit one?
I think he has like 2.
Jeez, you got to be careful with 7 years, $150 million. Has Chris Bryant played for the Rockies yet? $180 million. I think he's got about 60 at bats and hadn't homered yet when he went down and got hurt.
I don't even need to chase stars. I just want known commodities.
Okay.
I want to be able to, hey, we're going to the Giants game, and be able to think about in your own mind what the batting order might look like, because tonight's a great example. Crawford, he's out.
He's out.
Yastrzemski's a lefty, probably won't play.
No, he's probably in because they don't have three good.
It'll
be Slater. It'll be Ruff. It'll probably be Yaz.
Is Wilmer healthy?
Wilmer's ready to go. He might be.
Tyro?
Yeah. Wilmer might be at second. Longo will be in there. Tyro will be in there.
Winsey in the squad?
I don't know who the DH is, being that, it won't be LaStella.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's the lineup.
I know.
And it's Tuesday, so they'll win.
Well, the fact that you threw out the whatever, that to me is more of the turnoff. I don't need him to have a murderer's row of superstars on long-term deals, but it would be nice to have a team that you actually could get to know on a more regular basis.
Your mean Mercedes might be playing first base tonight, buddy.
For who?
The Giants.
Okay.
What do you got, Jake?
Who's mean Mercedes?
Exactly.
Real quick. 7 homers so far for Marcus Semien, just a correction on that.
Okay.
But I think we have to adjust for this conversation the definition of star, because baseball is so localized. You're right, Mark. There aren't that many stars nationally that I'm like, oh, I need to wait at my TV to see this guy do something. But you guys are talking about O'Neal Cruz in the crossover. I'm guessing every Pirates fan right now is locked into every single O'Neal Cruz at bat.
Sure.
I think Joey Bart was that at the beginning of this year. Like, what is he going to be? Oh, he's not hitting. The Giants just don't have that guy locally. It doesn't matter nationally. I don't give a damn what people in Milwaukee think about the Giants. What do Giants fans think about the Giants? And the fact that there's not a guy on this roster that people are like, that's my guy.
That's totally fair.
Is a problem.
That is I agree. But let's also not act like they've had stars for the last 12 years.
But they've had known commodities, right. Mark. No, Forget the stars.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yes, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm saying you need to have people that you actually...
Yes.
I mean, and O'Neal Cruz, miss me with O'Neal Cruz. The guy's played a total of 8 games this year.
Well, but fans are excited about a homegrown prospect, same as we are.
He'll be a Pirate for another 2 months, and then he's getting traded.
When Luciano gets here, that's going to be a thing.
For how long?
I don't know.
Hopefully for a long time. But when he gets here, that is going to be a thing. That is going to be, don't go to the bathroom. Marco's coming up. And then if he goes 0 for his first 16 and Connor Joe's it, then we're going to freak out and do all the things that we do. And then people will bring up Jordan Poole and tell you to be patient. All that stuff. I get it. I understand it. But I'm agreeing with you. The reason the conversation, and not this one, but the overall conversation needs to change is
Farhan needs to go get a star. No, a star needs to be born. You don't
Barbra Streisand.
You don't go get one. They got to birth one.
Right.
Okay?
And they also have to get some, but you're right about the way they build the team.
They believe that they're very pregnant. They believe that they are very pregnant. But those stars need to be born. The Giants won 3 titles, and they were beloved, selling that building out for 12 years, and they have never had who I would define as a star during that time. And you can Buster Pose me all you want.
Well, you guys think he's a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Then he's a star.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, see, that's where you miss me with that.
There's all kinds of Hall of Famers who are not like box office stars. Did you ever buy a ticket to see John Stockton? I mean, you don't. That's not what people are talking about. Like the stop what you're doing and watch what he's doing guy. Buster was never that, and there are tons of Hall of Famers who have never been that. They've never had that.
But
for 12
to your point,
years.
there aren't a lot of those guys in baseball. Period.
Correct. Absolutely.
And O'Neal Cruz, after 8 games, we're excited about a 6'7" baseball player, and he could be something down the road.
That's
but
a different conversation.
And the whole thing
he's
about
not a star. He's
that's
a
what
prospect.
Joe Butcher Boy was saying this morning.
But he's a prospect.
Right, he's a big time prospect,
So
which is what
fan base
Luciano is as well. But
they're excited about
again,
it.
if you're a Pittsburgh Pirate fan, you realize that O'Neal Cruz is not going to be a Pirate for longer than he gets good and then they trade him. Well, that's what Pittsburgh does.
Sometimes.
Who's the last Pirate to play 10 years and be a perennial All-Star? Mike LaValliere?
How long was McCutchen there?
Kutch was not there 10 years, probably about 6 or 7.
Pretty close.
And then when he got to a point and they ran out of the pre-arb years,
it was time for them
to move on.
Yeah.
I look at the way Farhan is building this roster, and it works in terms of winning baseball games, but it doesn't work in terms of generating interest among the casual fans because you just mentioned it. Your main Mercedes might play first tonight. What the? Who the?
Is Doc Pandia sending that tweet out?
I don't think that he's the guy.
Should. I think it'd be great.
Your mean Mercedes
might play baseball tonight.
Right.
He might. All right, we got some calls on this. Stay right where you are. Marvin, 888-957-9570. Open lines as well if you want to get in on it. Pick your battles looming. Steiny and Goo looming as well. Willard and Dibs, 95.7 The Game.